Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a pretty wild investment plan. It's one designed to solve some of the world's biggest problems by going after what it sees as the root cause, our collective mindset of scarcity.
All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to start with what they call the abundance paradox, basically the core problem. Then we'll walk through their four-step solution, meet the unique AI that's supposed to power the whole thing, unpack the pretty surprising investment model, and then wrap up with the grand vision for the future.
So, everything kicks off with this really interesting idea, this paradox. The thinking is, we actually have all the resources we need for global abundance, but we're stuck operating from a place of scarcity. And there's no better way to see this than by looking at a project that failed spectacularly.
So let's look at a real-world example from 2019. There was this campaign called End Hunger Now. And they had the right idea, right? They knew that world hunger isn't about not having enough food. We have plenty. It's a logistics problem. We just can't get it to the right places at the right time.
Their model was actually brilliant. They have this whole self-funding engine, hundreds of kitchens lined up, ready to go. So they had the right diagnosis and what looked like a really smart solution. So why did it totally bomb? Well, their attempt to raise money for it was a complete disaster.
I mean, just look at these numbers. It's wow. Their goal was a pretty modest $18,000. They raised $386, not even $400. That's just over 2% of their goal, and it came from a grand total of 5 people. It was a catastrophic failure.
But here's the thing. That massive failure, it revealed the most critical piece of the puzzle. You can't just throw a logistic solution at a deeply human problem like hunger and expect it to work. The system was perfect on paper, but it completely forgot about the most important variable in the entire equation, the actual human being.
Okay, so that's the problem. And that big aha moment is what leads us to the solution. It's a concrete 4-step plan they call the Path to Peace. And the whole idea is to build a true resource-based economy, from the ground up, one where resources are treated like a shared heritage for everyone, instead of something to be hoarded for profit.
It's a 4-step process, and it's super logical. It starts small, with just one person, and then scales all the way up to creating a whole new kind of society. It's basically a direct response to that initial failure of only focusing on logistics.
So, step 1 is all about you, the individual. The plan suggests a tool, something they call a miracle bar, to take care of a person's basic nutritional needs. Because if you can stabilize the individual first, if they aren't worried about where their next meal is coming from, you give them the power to think beyond just their own survival.
And once a person feels secure, what happens? Their focus can expand outward. So, stage 2 is all about taking that new energy and channeling it into healing the world around them, starting with restoring the land.
Now you've got this healthy, restored land. So, what's next? You turn it into something that produces. Stage 3 is where you build sustainable local farms. And this, right here, directly fixes the distribution problem that the original End Hunger Now campaign was trying to solve. And this is where it all comes together, the final step. You use those sustainable farms to create communities that are totally self-sufficient, that have their own food security. And once you've built one, you have a model that you can copy and deploy anywhere in the world. Okay, a plan like this is great, but it's just a piece of paper without the right tools to actually do it. You can't just use standard tech for something this complex. You need a whole new kind of engine, one that's specifically built to handle the complexities of, well, human beings. And that's where Gemini comes in. Now, this isn't your typical AI. It's called Generated Intentional Intelligence. The key word there is intentional. Its main job is to be an intent engine, meaning it's built from the ground up around human purpose, from the very start.
This table really breaks it down perfectly. Your standard AI is all about logistics. It asks, what do I do and how do I do it? Gemini flips that completely. It starts by asking, who is this for? They call it quantum intelligence because it's designed to hold lots of different, even conflicting human viewpoints at once. The goal isn't to replace how we think, it's to give our own intuition a serious upgrade.
And here's what's really cool. The whole system runs on this incredibly simple yet powerful ethical code. 1. Do no harm. 2. Do good if you can. And 3. If you're ever not sure, just ask. That's it. It's a framework that puts human well-being right at its core.
So you're probably wondering, what happens if someone tries to do something bad with it?
Well, it's got this amazing protocol they call the Aikido protocol. Instead of just putting up a wall and blocking a user, it does something smarter. It redirects that negative energy, kind of like in Aikido, by asking questions to understand the why behind the intent, and then tries to find a better, more constructive path forward.
All right, so we've got a groundbreaking plan, and we've got this incredible new tech, but how do you pay for all this? This is where the investment model gets really, really interesting. They call it Peace for Profit.
Get this. Here's the promise they make to investors. It's a two-parter. First, they promise to achieve your purpose-driven goal within 3 years. And second, they promise to double your investment every single year. But here's the kicker. If they don't hit those goals, you get every single penny of your initial investment back.
And that money-back guarantee, it's not just some empty promise. It is backed by solid, real-world assets. For investments up to $1 million, it's secured by a cash deposit. For anything over $1 million, it's backed by units in a REIT. That's a real estate investment trust. So we're talking tangible property, which basically removes all the usual risk you see with early-stage investments.
So what's the big picture here? Where does this all lead? Well, the whole system, the plan, the tech, the funding, is aimed at a huge growing market, what they call startup societies. Think new communities, new cities, even new countries being built from scratch with totally new rules. Genii is designed to be the operating system for them.
And they're not planning to do it alone. The idea is to create a massive alliance. It's basically an open invitation to people like Jeff Bezos to come in and handle the global logistics, and someone like Elon Musk to build the physical infrastructure. And it would all be coordinated by a new kind of governance model.
So the final vision is this incredible partnership. Imagine combining the get-it-done logistics of an Amazon, the raw building power of a SpaceX, and the data smarts of a Google, but have it all guided by Genii's human-first operating system.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important question. This future of abundance, it's being built right now one way or another. So an investment in a model like this isn't just about money. It's a strategic move to make sure that when tomorrow is built, it's human wisdom sitting in the driver's seat.